If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. You guys, welcome to episode number 4 of the Next Gen Bolton career mode. And to start off this episode, we're currently 23rd in the table in the relegation zone. And we've not got off to the best of starts in those first 4 games, so we have changed the formation to a 4-3-3. We've got a few options definitely with this team. We could, maybe put Sesso and Cambo at right back, or we can put Comley there. But I think for the time being, we'll try Sesso and Cambo in the middle. Which is nice to have that kind of, bit of a good N'Golo Kante type, just a really good runner, preventing the goals from going in. And then we've got the front three with quite a bit of pace. So, yeah, we've added a few players to the shortlist in between the 2 episodes. And, we've added, one player here is Cameron Jerome that I've added. He has only just joined MK Don, so we won't be able to get him until next season. But I think he'd be quite a realistic signing, and he was really good when he did play for Derby. There's quite a few Derby players here again, as always. But yeah, we've got Paul Coots from Fleetwood. I think he'd be a good midfielder to bring in if we do need him, of course. I think he wouldn't cost too much. We do have Carl McAllister here. It does say he's too important to sell from St Mirren, but he did play for Derby quite a while ago, and he's actually got some pretty decent stats and can play anywhere in the front three. So I think he'd be quite a nice one to potentially look at. We do have Arvin Appiah here, really fast. I think this guy's got about 95 pace or something crazy like that. 19 years old. I'm not too sure if I could get him or not. Maybe on a loan, but other than that, probably not. We do have Sylvester Jasper here from Fulham. He is 19 years old, left mid or cam. So if we go to like a 4-2-3-1, he might be quite helpful. Looks like he's got good pace and agility and balance, and as he has got that flair trait as well, it definitely does help with his quality, of course. So yeah, we also have Josh Martin. I think a similar situation to Jasper, probably about the same rating. We do have quite an interesting one here from Bradford, so a team that in the same division, and we've also kind of scouted him already. It is Zeli Ismail. 5-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves is kind of unheard of. And he wouldn't cost us that much, he'd only cost us about 600,000, and Bradford were one of the teams I was potentially looking at. And it might be a case of bringing in 2 wingers, maybe bringing in Ismail on permanent, and then, either Martin, Jasper or Appiah on loan. So, there's a number of options that we do have here. We still also have Craig Noon, but I think, to be honest, out of Noon and Ismail just looks really, really good. Not too sure what rating he is, but with those kind of stats, 84 pace and 83 agility and pretty good balance as well. I think it's a really good player for League 2. Actually, he's probably one of the best in the league. He does have the injury prone trait, but it doesn't ever seem to be that much of an issue. So I think to kick off this episode, it's kind of worth just having a look and see whether we can get him for around that value, because we've got the money to do it. It's just whether Bradford do let us sign him or not. So as you can see, we've got about, I think we've just about got enough. Obviously the wages shouldn't be too high as well. So basically we can buy 1 player and load in another, and that'll pretty much be the transfer window wrapped up. We've only got 2 goalkeepers, so we can't do anything there. Just trying to think what we could potentially put in to knock off like a couple of 100,000, and maybe a centre-back actually, because we have got quite a few at the club now. Maybe putting in Alex Baptiste and putting that down to 500,000. So they have put Darcy in, plus 195,000. That is really tempting. The only thing is, I don't know if Darcy's like a bit of a wonder kid here and does grow in stats. And that's the only thing that's kind of putting me off this deal. And because we have, we don't really have that many central players. We have quite a few defensive ones. I'm almost tempted to, put like a Liam Edwards in, since we have got so many centre-backs. Maybe knock off 10,000. And, I'd much rather us get rid of a centre-back than a player that we may potentially need in the future. And there we go, they have accepted that. So that is actually a really good deal, a centre-back that I'm not even using, plus 180,000, for a player that looks really, really good, actually. And obviously the wages of Edwards will go into this deal. So it'll definitely mean we can bring in another loan signing. But I think this is a really good suggestion, this player, and I don't think I would have even found him if I even tried. So yeah, just have a look and see. Probably give him an important role. We could maybe do with signing a left mid, but it's not too much of an issue. You know, you can quite easily switch the wingers from left to right mid. Yeah, if we kind of match what his current wages are, that should hopefully. The only thing is, I don't know what bonus is realistic in League 2. Because usually I put about 100,000 in, and I guess I don't want to mess up the deal, so we'll go for 60,000 plus 4.2k, and there we go. I might be overpaying with this. I genuinely do not know what the accepted amount is, but we have brought in Ismail, who looks really, really good. 64 rated, you know, it pretty much matches what we got with Politic. We'll probably take, I don't know who we want to take off the bench, to be honest. Probably Delfonso. But if we compare him with Isgrove, you know, same pace, +2 dribbling, and the skill moves and weak foot have obviously quite a nice benefit as well. But yeah, I think it's a really good signing. Like, agility-wise, is ridiculous with 84. So I guess we could basically, yeah, you could play on the left as well. So the question is, who do I convert to a left winger out of these three? And it's probably Ismail, just because he has got the 5-star weak foot already. Obviously, it's not too much of an issue this year because you can quite easily upgrade them over the weeks. But yeah, I guess we could put him into the team. We'll leave him on the bench for the time being. We'll bring him off the bench because of his match sharpness being at 100% yet. But neither of the players that we've really got in anyway. So yeah, I think the difficulty of the first few episodes is basically just getting these players up to full fitness. But yeah, I think we'll probably look to bring in somebody on loan, either Appiah, Jasper, Martin. I don't think we have any other left wingers. We do have Whittaker, actually. Whittaker could go out wide. He is left-footed as well, and that's kind of what I want in a way. I want a left-footed winger because in case, you know, I want something a little bit different in a game. Whereas Jasper and Martin are both right-footed. What footed is Appiah? So yeah, Appiah is actually left-footed. So we'll have a look and see. Maybe we can get some information on the scout report. But yeah, we'll go into the next game against Leyton Orient. Hopefully this 4-3-3 is a little bit more effective. Don't know why. I'm glad you decided to put me up for sale. Right, I've put him up for sale and him. Jilks does want to play the next game, and Jeskalain's not been in the best of form, but I think I just can't really use a goalkeeper that's 38. He's never really going to be useful. We may as well just use Jeskalain and slowly get him growing. So yeah, let's go into the first game of the episode against Leyton Orient. I may need to look to make a couple of changes due to fitness. I don't know if I want to put Ismail in straight away. Oh, bit of a different camera cutscene that I haven't seen before. It basically just came out of the coach, and I completely forget how quickly the games do load now. Usually I'm like waiting around looking at my phone for about a minute, but straight into the game against Leyton Orient. Very nice indeed. And yeah, we did put Ismail on the left hand side. I think it's Ismail. I don't think it's Ismail, but it might be. To be honest, I butcher most pronunciations. But yeah, we'll go for the 4-3-3 in this game. I like the idea of Sesuan Cambo holding, but we can always go to potentially like a 4-2-3-1. However, both Crawford and Sarcevic are both centre mids, so it might be a case of putting Darcy at cam. That's another thing I could do. So that, you know, I don't want to just, you know, I like the challenge that we've had so far of, you know, trying to get a bit of form and get some results. Looking at their team, I can't really think of any players. I don't think I know a single one of them. No, maybe Dayton, but that just maybe Coulson at defence. But yeah, really not too sure about Leyton Orient. Well, I had to Ismail. Do need to sort out kit numbers, but I tend to do it at the end of the transfer window, because then I know who's staying and who's going. I can just sort it out that way. But he does feel very nice and smooth, and good dribbler. We've got the ball into him now. Cross to Politic with the shot, but I don't know why I shoot first time with 65 rated players. It's just not gonna be very effective. Chance here for Ismail down the wing. Hopefully we can use his pace and get him behind, and that's what I wanted with my signings. I want a bit of pace in this team. With the shot now into the back of that, and that is a lovely goal on his debut to kick off his Bolton career. And you know, I like the fact that he's not, you know, he's 26, he's pretty much in his prime. He's not like a young player that's, he might grow a couple of ratings, but he's not going to grow massively, so it's quite a realistic sign. You know, he's come from Bradford, a fellow League 2 team, and yeah, really nice finish into that back of the net to make it 1-0 and to get us into the lead. Hopefully this 4 at the back is much more effective for us than the 5 has been. Chance here for Crawford. Now out wide here to Poliatic. It's a good ball. Can we get the decent delivery into the middle with the shot, but saved by the keeper, and could have really done with making it 2-0. We've only managed to score like 1 goal. We've never been in a 2-goal advantage, and that really does make the difference when it comes to getting the result in football, of course. That's a good ball. Got to be careful in the box not to give away a penalty and not to give them the shooting opportunities that they need to score. It's gone into the box with the shot, but saved by Jääskeläinen out for a corner. Has made a couple of decent saves this game to keep us in it. As you can see, in this last 15 minutes they've had the ball 93% of the time, and that is what I really do hate about this game. But that's a good save from Jääskeläinen, but the amount that the computer keep the ball is a bit ridiculous. But obviously Santos just did enough to put him off there. I don't know if I want to make a sub from a corner, to be honest, but I guess we'll bring on Lafferty, maybe Comley, ignoring it with the attack here. It's gone into the box with the shot now into the back of the net, and I just knew it was coming. They just had so much possession. And let me have a look how much possession. I went to a bit more of a defensive 4-3-3 as well. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but yeah, as you can see, they've gone to a 3-4-3 and just piled on the pressure. I just want to say how much. 64% in the second. Like in the second half, I'd probably say they've had about 80% possession. It's been ridiculous, and yeah, they do find the goal with Dayton there, and it's just one of those things. Like, it's just really, I don't know. Like, we need to find a formation that we can create more chances with, because honestly, I've not been able to do that. I don't know if just a basic 4-4-2 might be the answer, to be honest. I found that quite good in the Cardiff career mode. Other than that, the 4-2-3-1 is always an easy one, but I don't know if we can really play it, because we've got 2 centre mids and not really well, we've got 2 CDMs as well, but I'd rather keep Sarcevic and Crawford playing. Last attack of the game then. If we're going to win, we have to get a decent delivery in here with Isgrove. Goes into the middle. Lafferty's there with the header, but what are some of these headers? There was one in the last episode with Crawford, and it was awful. Like, we've dropped 3 points basically in 2 games because my players can't head the ball, and it's just really frustrating because it was a really good ball from Isgrove. But yeah, really unfortunate. I think really good debut from Ismail. A number of saves from Jääskeläinen, and you know, I think we just need to create more. Basically, we need to keep the ball a little bit better. And yeah, we're slowly getting towards that first win of the season. I thought it was going to be against Leyton Orient, but unfortunately, in the last 10 minutes we did concede, unfortunately. I don't know if I want to put Taft into the defence. He's quite... It's one of those where I've got 2 similar-ish players, but I think Delaney is probably the better of the 2. One thing I do need to look to do is probably, at some point, play the training drills, because obviously we're going to be doing like 3 or 4 seasons with this career mode. So to get these players up in stats. Transfer here for Crawford, and position change option here for Comley. Now, I don't know if I want to do it now that we've gone to this system where we don't need the 3 centre-backs. He's kind of, you know, I don't think he's tall enough really for the role of a CDM. For a centre-back, sorry, so we'll probably just keep him at CDM for the time being. He's only 24, so he's got plenty of chance to grow. And it might be a case of putting him at CDM and maybe bringing Jones out of the right-back spot. I think that's what we'll probably look to do for this next game, just to mix it up a little bit, you know, just to keep things, you know, just trying to find that formula, basically. That's what I've got to do. So if we just put Comley into the CDM slot, probably does mean dropping Brockbank and putting Darcy onto the bench, who can obviously come in for Sarcevic or Crawford. Bit of a position change here to Brockbank, basically because he is right-footed. I don't want him playing left-back, so I have moved him over there. And since we are playing with a 4 at the back, I might as well convert him to a right-back as well. He is 21, so plenty of time to grow, of course. But We have had an offer here for Crawford, and it's a lot of money, to be honest, from Hoffenheim. But I think he's one of those that I just have to keep because he is one of the best players at the clubs. There's no, if we're going to get up this table, we definitely need players like him. So really unfortunate, actually, in the last game that we didn't manage to get the 3 points. But yeah, we do have a transfer offer for Politic this time, going up to 1.7 million now. But I think as he is one of our best players, I won't be selling him. I am tempted to try a 4-4-2, I'm not going to lie. And maybe just remove Comley from the equation, because we've got a few strikers here. I think that might be the play, to be honest. I think going for something like this with Crawford and Sarcevic, that way we can obviously basically just get more goals, hopefully. It worked quite effectively in the Cardiff career mode. It's just a question of whether I want Doyle or Lafferty. I'm going to go for Doyle for the time being. So I think we've got enough information here to basically know what we want to do with these players, and I'm just assuming, just because he is in the Prem, Jasper's going to have a better potential, so he's on much higher wages, so I assume he's a better player. Although I do like the idea of Appiah. He's absolutely rapid, and that might be what we need, to be frankly honest. And he's left-footed, actually. That is also another factor, so we'll try for Appiah. Can we get him on a loan? I didn't expect this. I didn't expect us to get the chance to loan. Obviously, look to loan him. We'll go for. I don't know if I want a loan to buy. I don't think I'll have the money to buy him. I'd rather just get a loan deal and get him for this season, and then we can reassess the issue in the future. It's one of those where we're on an absolute shoestring budget, and I don't want to mess things up. So we'll try for the 2-year. Whether it works or not, we'll have to wait and see. But even like a 2-year loan is essentially like a permanent signing anyway, in my opinion. I'm almost tempted just to accept that, but we'll go for the 50-50. I'll even pay 55, to be honest. Yeah, I don't want to mess this deal up, so I'm happy to pay 900 quid a week in wages. It does mean we could potentially bring in another signing, to be frankly honest. Let's just move on to the next game against Salford. It is a away game, and they are currently second in the table. We'll have a look and see what is the gap between us and top. See, it's getting quite big at the minute, We're about 10 points away now. So, we do need to start putting some results together, and hopefully our first one can come against Salford. Hopefully the 4-4-2 is the answer. I think we're getting towards the right squad. We're just slowly building it up, and eventually we will find the right formula. One message I did have as well is that Lafferty is going out on international duty to Northern Ireland, so we're not going to have him for a couple of games. So I don't know if I want to play him in this one, although I think Doyle and Gunnahoua do have much better stamina. So yeah, let's go into the game against Salford. There's a few players in that team I might actually know. I think Jason Lowe used to play for Bolton in the midfield, but I'm not too sure if it is Jason Lowe or not. But yeah, really like the new cutscenes here with the coach, and I hope EA can just drip feed some of those into the game, just some slightly different ones throughout the year, but we'll have to wait and see. Salford are one of the better teams in this division, I'm sure, because of their finances and all their owners. But yeah, they have got Jason Lowe, the former Bolton midfielder. They got Alex Hunter, Henderson obviously up front. I think he's quite a big, powerful striker. Richie Towell is good in the midfield, and yeah, there's a few players I do actually know in this team. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we do. Hopefully the 4-4-2 is the answer. I much preferred the 4-3-3 in some aspects, but I think the 4-4-2 might be the answer. Just keep it basic and hopefully get some results together. Early chance here. Can we slip in Doyle? It's a great ball. Has he got the finish though? He's missed a few chances recently, but he took that one away. I just took a little bit more time to compose him, and that's a great start to the game for Eowyn Doyle, and exactly what you need against second in the league. You need that early goal to give you a chance, and nice through ball. Just slows it down a little bit, gets the touch, puts it into the back of the net, and there's 1-0. Politic with the ball out wide here. Can he pull it back to Sarcevic with the shot and into the back of the net? And that is exactly what you need. 2 goals. First time we've been in a 2-goal advantage, and this might be the first win of the season away at Salford. And really big goal from Sarcevic. Just really nice play, and I think the 4-4-2 is definitely the answer. You know, I tried the 5 at the back, I tried a 4-3-3, but I think this 4-4-2 is definitely the answer for the time being. And yeah, nice to see him get a goal and to get us into a relatively comfortable position. You know, that 2-goal difference really does make a difference. Buchanan with the ball here, a lot of space to run into as well. Just trying to get that defender to move out of the way, and Buchanan can bring it forwards. Slipped into Crawford with the shot now, saved by the keeper and out for a corner. And yeah, we've had a very, very positive start in this Salford game, and you know, 3 points in our 6th game is, you know, we need it basically. We need 3 points in this game. So for Gunhua, he's got the pace. Has he got the finish though? With the shot into the back of the net, and that is hopefully our first win of the season, wrapped up in the first 25 minutes. And yeah, we need to win. You know, we need to get some points on the board now. I should have probably, like, I don't know why I even tried the 5 at the back, to be honest. I thought I'd just try it because it's a little bit different and might be a bit of a challenge, and it clearly is a challenge, and maybe something I might come back to, you know, if we get too many wins in a row. But yeah, we've definitely found a formula that works with the 4-4-2, so I'm glad to see it working at the minute. But that's not a great ball from Sarcevic. Now into Elliott. Delaney with the tackle. Sarcevic with the ball here. Cuts inside. Ball into the middle. Gunhua with the volley. Just wide of the post. Could have done with putting that into the back of the net to make it 4-0, but still at 3-0 we're in a pretty comfortable position. If you just have a look at the Salford players' stamina compared to ours, like, you can really tell the difference, you know, especially the Elliott's like really low. That all in all, they're like pretty, I think they're under like 50 fitness, and that's probably why we're finding a bit of form in this game, because of these players being not on the greatest fitness wise. We are winning at 3-0 away from home against a very good team in this league, so I will take the positives, of course, that, you know, this formation definitely is much more effective. But the reason we've found it so easy so far is basically, I don't know if they're playing like constant pressure. Like, look at them like attacking me. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, we've definitely found a good formation now. So I'm glad that we've done that, just to wrap up the transfer window. Maybe we can bring in 1 or 2 players just to invest into this system. Oh no, that wasn't great, was it? That was a pretty poor start to the second half, and this will probably kick-start Salford's second half. It is Hunter with the goal. They have just made a substitution as well. Yeah, just really poor defending from that set piece. I could have probably done with clearing that a bit more, and kind of just gave it straight to him. Oh, it's gone. No, don't. You can tell when the game wants to score, because they just do it. They really do turn on the game, and now this game has got very, very difficult in a matter of 2 minutes. Got to be very careful now. Thomas Asante is on for Elliott, play that we are scouting. Yeah, we ideally need to get another goal now, because if I keep it to a 1-goal advantage, I can just see the computer scoring and equalising. It's into Doyle now. Can he get this goal to make it 4-2? Yes, we can. That is a lovely goal from Doyle. And I must say, the match sharpness is definitely a factor. You know, I think because now we've got the players into the high 70s and 80s, it's definitely a reason why we're performing so well. But yeah, I'm kind of tempted to bring on Comley, just to kind of shut up shop. If we just pop him back a little bit more. Maybe I can't. Why can't I do it? The annoying thing is, if I go holding and then just move Sarcevic, that, like, I can do it this way, but I can't do it with the flat 4-4-2. It's just things like that are a little bit frustrating, but we will. Not at right back. We'll get him on at right mid for Ishmael, just because of his match sharpness. Ball into Politic here. Can he get a goal to make it 5-2? Blocked by the defender, nearly went in as well, but we do get out for a corner. Try to see through the middle. Andrade with the shot and into the back of the net. They do make it 4-3 with 15 minutes to go, and you can tell that Salford are one of the better teams. You know, the way they just cut through you like butter, basically. And yeah, they do make it 4-3 with 15 minutes to go. Got to be really careful now. I should have probably switched to the centre back at that point. I don't know why I slid in with Sarcevic to try and cut off the passing lane, but yeah, it's one of those that I've really enjoyed this game. Actually, it's been the first of the season that I've felt we've had something to actually put into the game. And obviously at home we'll definitely find results with this 4-4-2. Please blow the whistle, ref. They're going to get this one more attack, aren't they? Or maybe not, they're not going to get the attack. And we've won the game, first win of the season against Salford, a 4-3 victory. Very hardly earned. You know, after being 3-0 up, I thought, well, the game's won at this point. I don't need to worry. But literally in a matter of 2 minutes, you know, they've pulled it back and really put us under pressure. But yeah, definitely the 4-4-2 is much more effective. You know, I think we've got much more creativity in this formation. Maybe not quite as good defensive, but you know, as long as I'm scoring goals, then hopefully I can outscore the opposition. Loan declined here for Appiah, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get him, and that's, you know, that's another factor that we have to consider with these loans. If we're going to want to do them, you know, it's about bringing in a player that's willing to play for the club, which is quite a challenge. So I guess we're going to have to go for Jasper now. Can actually go into it again. We have to see if he wants to join us or not, but we'll go for the basic loan. I don't know if I don't think the difference in length really makes a difference, but yeah, they only want a 1-year loan, so I'll accept that. Just need that extra winger just in case, you know, we get an injury to one of them. Ideally, I want Fulham to pay the majority, but they're looking for us to pay the majority, so I guess we're going to have to go for 50-50, and hopefully, there we go, that's sorted. And if we can't get Jasper, I guess we have to go for Martin or maybe even Whittaker. I think that's really the only options that we do have, and as you can see, I'm not going to be able to get Jasper either, so it's going to be between Whittaker and I guess we could go for Whittaker first. See, oh, maybe not. Why are they not interested in loaning him out? That's a bit weird. You'd think that they would, but maybe not. So we'll go for Martin. Whether we can get Martin on loan again, really up to the player. Go for the basic loan again, 2-year loan hopefully. Can we go for the 2? Just a 1? Yeah, we just need that extra winger in case we get any injuries. I'm not too fussed about pay. Like when the players are on, you know, £500 a week. To be honest, I'm just going to accept it because it's not like we're paying that much for him anyway. But yeah, with this system, I think we've got plenty of strikers. There's no worry in that position. If anything, we've got okay enough wingers, because what we can always do is play Delfonso or Gunahua out wide. So I'm not too concerned about the number of wingers, but you know, it'd be nice to bring an extra one in. Maybe a centre mid as well would be beneficial. But again, we've got Comley, we've got Darcy, and we've got Tut. Into transfer deadline day then. Just going to have a quick look and see. As you can see, we have unfortunately lost the option as well for Josh Martin. But I'm just going to see how much we've actually spent in comparison to the other teams in the league. And it's probably quite a bit, to be frankly honest. Just trying to find... Where are Bolton? There we go. So we paid nearly 2 million in transfers. You know, I think we've brought in a number of good players. You know, we've brought in a couple of youngsters in Buchanan. And I don't know, Cesar Cameron's quite an old... Like, 24's a... You know, middle-ish, but still quite young. But yeah, I'm very happy with the business that we have done. Whether Lafferty will be good or not, you know, it was a free transfer, so I'm not too concerned. Oh, so now I can do Whittaker. That's weird. I was literally just going through and hoping we could get some loans done, and all of a sudden Whittaker comes available. Again, it's up to the player whether he wants to join or not, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, ideally I want Derby to pay at least a little bit more of the wages. Can we get 5% more? Just to save us the extra few hundred, and there we go. That's done. It's now up to Whittaker. Obviously, as I said, we can move him out to a left winger. A couple of messages here then. Hopefully Whittaker... No, just doesn't... Nobody wants to join us on loan, basically. And we have got an offer here for Crawford, which I will decline, as always. I might be tempted just to block offers, to be honest, but we'll leave it for the time being. But yeah, I just don't think I'm going to be able to loan anybody in, because it just doesn't seem that anyone wants to join us on loan, which is a little bit odd and a little bit frustrating, but that's football at times, and I guess it's the strict transfers that we are playing on, which does make it competitive, of course, but I don't know, I just don't think there's anyone... I don't really see this guy as a left mid. You know, he is a left back. I don't know why he even says left mid on his position. We do have Thomas Asante, but I think we wouldn't be able to get him on loan. And I just don't think we have the money to purchase anyone. Realistically. Just trying to think. Unless we bring in like a young striker and then move one of our strikers to winger. That's the only other thing I can think of. I don't think we have many choices. I don't know if we could get... No, I can't get Cameron Jerome on loan. That would have been the dream. But we've got this Sikowski guy here, who can actually play left mid as well. So let's see if we can buy him. I guess we may as well try and see. With the remaining money that we do have. Yeah, so this guy's on absolutely cheap wages, so there shouldn't be an issue with the transfer budget. We'll go up to 480, I guess. 5k over his. And there we go. Maybe I could have gone lower, but you know, I'm at that point where I just want to get a few more numbers in just to make sure we've got enough. And yeah, I don't know, like 400,000 for a 58 rated player. I guess he's going to grow a lot though, because he's 18 years old. So we'll bring him in, and yeah, it's one of those that kind of needed. You know, we kind of do need a young striker as well, because at the minute we've only got like over 28-year-olds. And as you can see, he is on absolutely cheap wages at 750 a week. Does want a rotation role, so we'll accept that. 5-year contract. Hopefully they come in with the wages, because ideally I want to give him like £1,000 a week. But we're gonna have to do it. So I guess I'll give him £1,000 a week plus a 50k signing on bonus, and hopefully he does accept that. And there we go. Again, I don't know if I'm overpaying with those 50k signing on bonuses. But yeah, I think that was a good signing, just in case we get any injuries, you know, he can come in. He's a young player that I assume will grow in stats. You know, he's got okay pace at the minute. It's just a question of who to take off the bench. I guess we take Taft off, because Comley can always go centre back. Teddy Bishop there to Ipswich, player I wouldn't have actually minded for £1 million. But nevertheless, we are about to wrap up transfer deadline day. Oscar does sign for Arsenal, and yeah, I think all in all we've done a very good bit of business in that window, and definitely improved the quality of the team. Obviously, as I said, whereabouts is the message? Where is it? I'm trying to find the message. There we go. Lafferty is going on international duty between the 3rd and the 9th, so that means he's going to be out for the next game against Tranmere and Cambridge, but should be back for the Morecambe game. So yeah, I think all in all, as I said, we do need to sort out the kit numbers now that we have left the window. Could have done with maybe moving on a couple of more players, but that'll get done between now and January. So yeah, I think in terms of kit numbers, I'd just like to change a few of them just to make the team look a little bit better. A few more scout reports then, which we can obviously reassess back in January. I've got Tom Flanagan here, a decent centre back, and you know, I thought just because he plays for Sunderland, you know, realistically, would he want to drop down to a lower division? Probably not, but maybe one for next season. Josh Martin, obviously the winger that we were scouting, does have about 75 pace. But yeah, Jasper would have been nice to bring in, 62 rated, of course. But I think the one that we got on a purchase, you know, in a way, is a good signing, because we can definitely look to grow him. Coots at 67 rated would have been nice to have in the midfield, but I think we should just about be enough with what we've currently got. And Carl McAllister at 65 rated, really good pace stats, and pretty good dribbling and ball control. And yeah, a player that we can obviously look at maybe next season when we've got a bit of money. Don't know how much you get for promotion, to be frankly honest. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So let's go into the next game against Tranmere. Gonna have to take Lafferty out of the lineup because of international duty. And I guess we can put who can we put on the bench? I guess we go Delfonso, don't we? Another new cutscene here, and walking down the tunnel. Not too sure who that is. I assume it's a Tranmere player. Yeah, I do like just all these new cutscenes. It just makes the game just seem a little bit more realistic. And yeah, we are at home for this game. We'll be interested to see whether I do know any of the players from the Tranmere lineup. They do have Jay Spearin, actually. I do know Jay Spearin, former Bolton player, of course. James Vaughan up top, very good striker in this division. Nelson at defence, I think I know. Banks as well. Verrier, very good. I And I think Davies in goal is also quite good. So yeah, they've definitely got a few decent players in this Tranmere team. They're all playing a narrow formation. So hopefully we can find some chances out wide. We have had a bit of growth to Sesso and Cambo, and I think Ismail was a 64, now he's a 65. So that's good to see, of course, and yeah, hopefully Doyle can get a couple of goals in this game, and potential chance for Zukowski to come off the bench as well if we do get a nice convincing win. Oh, that's a good ball through the middle, and my centre-backs do not have the pace to keep up with Ferrier going through on goal with the shot and with the goal. And that is actually a really good goal from the computer. Like, I don't think I've ever seen them score a goal like that, and I don't know if it's because of my centre-back pace basically being so low that chance has arisen, but yeah, I don't see many of them. Basically, the computer counter-attacked us, and I don't see that very often. Usually they would pass the ball around for about 5 minutes and then eventually get it through, but Morgan Ferrier with a nice bit of pace to run through and gets them into the lead in the first 25 minutes. Chance here, it's gone slip through again, got to be careful, please don't score. Oh, that's a block from Santos, but goes into the back of the net anyway. And Tranmere are definitely one of those good teams in this division. You know, I think the first goal is absolutely crucial in these games, and it was a good block from Santos, but went straight to number 28, and it is Ollie Banks with the goal to make it 2-0, and at 2-0 it does make it very, very difficult for us. But we'll have to wait and see if we can get something. We haven't really had a chance to attack yet, but with these 4-minute halves, the game does fly by very quickly indeed. Banks with the ball. Goes around Sesso and Cambo, but a good save from Jaskalainen. And yeah, I think some of the goals are definitely because of his height, and something that I will address eventually with a better goalkeeper. But you know, I think some of the shots, because of the shot area that we are playing on, are just kind of unstoppable anyway. Chance here in the box, got to make it 3, and they hit the post. Delaney's there. Why did they play advantage on a penalty? If it's a penalty, you give a penalty. You don't play the advantage, surely. But they've got a penalty here. Just the final kick of the first half. James Vaughan, very good penalty taker. Does go to the left and does make it 3-0. And after our first win of the season, it looks like we're going to lose the next game against Tranmere. And yeah, I don't know if it's because they're playing like this 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and basically just outnumbering our 2 central midfielders with the 4. But we should be able to find like a bit of space out wide, but we're just not. And yeah, it's been a very, very tough game at home. And yeah, Tranmere seem to be. They do have a lot of good players in that team. You know, Vaughan and Spearing, obviously former Premier League players, and you can definitely tell of their quality in this team. Ball into Doyle. Can he get around the defender? Yes, he can. Can he get the goal to make it 3-1? Yes, he can indeed. Very good goal from Owen Doyle. And like Salford did, can we come back from 3-0 down to potentially rescue something? Now, obviously, Salford didn't manage it in the end, but maybe this second half we can find a bit of form. Chance here for Gunhua. Kind of slip it in with Doyle. Hopefully he's got the pace to get through on goal and find the back of the net with the shot into the back of the net. And we have actually just subbed him off, and I don't know if I want to. I was going to bring on Zukowski. It's on a knife's edge at the minute. Yeah, I've brought on Darcy in the midfield and Nisgrove at wide. But to find the win, you know, to find this extra goal, I don't know if I want to. It's a bit of a gamble with Zukowski. Might be worth. I kind of need to take him off because of his fitness, Gunhua. I guess we'll go for Delfonso for this game, but yes, it's one of those where we need literally one more goal to rescue the point, and if we can manage to pull it back, then great. So we have just made that triple substitution, so hopefully going for Delfonso over the young Polish striker is the right answer. Chance here in the box. Vaughan turns the defender nicely. Good save though from Jaskalainen to keep it out, to put it out for a corner. We have got, you know, a good 30 minutes to rescue this goal, but we've also got to be careful not to concede. Darcy with the ball into Doyle. Now across to Sarcevic, back into Doyle. Out wide here to Politic, please, can you score? With the finesse into the back of the net, and that is a comeback of dreams after being 3-0 down. We do make it 3-3, and yeah, it might just be a case of, you know, playing a little bit more defensive in the first like 20 minutes just to make sure we don't concede a silly amount of goals and have to come back into it. But yeah, a lot of space for Politic out wide there, and a nice finish into the back of the net to get us into a point for this game. You know, that would be great. Isgrove with the chance to use his pace out wide here then. If we can win the game, great. I guess we have turned the tide quite a bit. Now into Politic, can he cut inside? Nice turn, but defender does get there. Oh, that's poor. Please don't do this to me, game. Smith running through with the shot. Misses. Very, very close. Oh, I don't know how he's not hit the target there at least. I thought that was going to be a goal and they win the game in the last 10 minutes, but Jesus. These games have been, you know, difficulty-wise, pretty much perfect, you know. As our players get up to match sharpness and start to grow in stats, obviously that difficulty will drop and it will make the games a little bit easier, but for the time being, we're definitely in a very competitive position. Darcy into Doyle. Now into Delfonso. Can he win the game with the left-footed shot? Not quite. Last attack here for Tranmere. I don't know where my left back is. There's a big gap over there. He's gone over to the right back position for some reason. My left back fallen in a very dangerous area. Buchanan gets the foot in, and it is a corner with just added time remaining. And if they score from this corner, I'll be very, very annoyed. Isgrove does clear it, but not quite fully. On the edge here to number 29, Smith. Please blow the whistle. Please blow the whistle. It's gone into the box to Vaughan with the shot off the post. Please get it out. Oh, he's offside. I think as soon as I kick this ball up the pitch, it will be full time. And yeah, after being 3-0 down, I'll take a point. And yeah, you know, it's back-to-back unbeaten games, so that's a positive to take in this episode. You know, we're scoring goals now. That's the main thing. Defensively, eventually we'll get a little bit better, but Tranmere absolutely dominated us in the first half. It was literally a game of two halves. So we are currently on 6 points, 1 win, 3 draws and 3 losses. But yeah, it's good to see that, you know, in this episode we did score quite a few goals. You know, we've got points and got us up the table quite nicely. And yeah, we have got a bit of a gap between us, and I think the top 3 are automatic, and then the next 4 are playoffs. So, you know, I'm not too concerned, because if we pick up like a few wins in a row, we'll quickly climb the table, as we are still very early on. One thing I've not actually shown you guys for some reason is the managerial objectives of the season. So in terms of youth development, I will potentially look at doing that now that we have left the transfer window. I just don't like doing, you know, 2 things at the same time. So yeah, we'll look into setting up a youth academy, basically a scout report out for in the next episode. Get a 7 streak, get a streak of 7 games without a defeat in home matches. That's pretty doable. Keep player growth under 5%. We've already grown it by 14%, so probably going to fail that one. But we do need to make a profit of 4.5 million from youth players within 3 seasons, and obviously that's one way we can make money, by bringing in youth players and selling them for like $1 million. Gain automatic promotion is the objective, which we aren't exactly getting towards at the minute, and reach the round of 32 in the FA Cup. And that is about that. I'm just going to quickly check before we do wrap up this episode. Do we have any cup games coming up soon? We do, against Portsmouth. And I don't know if that's the EFL Trophy, I assume. I don't know if it is the FA Cup or not. If I go on to standings, probably tell me. Is the FA Cup even in yet? I don't think it is. So yeah, those cup games are against Crawley and Portsmouth. I'm not too sure how the EFL Trophy works, to be frankly honest. I don't know if it's really worth trying in this competition or not. But there are a few difficult teams. You know, you got Hull City, you got Sunderland, Ipswich will be decent as well. So yeah, it's kind of like a League 1 and League 2 Champions League essentially. And yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. It's been quite a positive one in terms of finding a formation that actually does work, and we can score some goals. But yeah, we do need to definitely start scoring some more and getting us up the table. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this one. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did, and see you soon. Bye.